You can ask the question. Please.
Hi, Amrita. So my question to you, Amrita, is that taking forward our conversation from before, that if a child has to prepare, or if a student has to prepare, how do they go about preparing for a career in the world of languages?
Okay. So, how do you prepare for career in languages is obviously by starting to learn a language, whichever language you choose. Now, how do you choose a language? Well, what you can do is either just go by what you like and love, or if you really want to, you want to, you're focused and you know that you want to make a career in languages and you want to choose a language that will really help you, then the easiest way to make that decision is read newspaper. Read newspaper, understand what are the international relations, uh, uh, understand India, that is the country that we are living in, is having what kind of relations with which country, understand the economics, understand which companies are in India, understand which are the MNCs that are here that are working together. Once you start understanding this business scenario, this global business scenario, automatically you will understand which languages are in demand, which languages are popular, and which languages will help you in your career. So when I say career, if you want
So,
to get into, uh,
I
sorry.
want to ask that, there is this. So my question here, just to, take you a little ahead, that there are this lot of, there are a lot of blooming or budding, language classes,
Mhm.
and people offer you B1, C1,
Correct.
lot of the different kind
Levels,
of.
I understand.
So, how do you choose a particular course, or do you have to go via these, or do you think that one could learn it in any
Sure.
other way and take university exams?
Okay. So, to tell you frankly, Oindrila, uh, language is such a field. I'll give you like the best example, okay? Imagine there are these two candidates, okay? There's one candidate, he or she has like phenomenal certificates from the best of the best language institute, okay? And all the best grades on that certificate. Like, you name it, and he has like phenomenal grades and certificates. Whereas on the other hand, there's this person who does not have a certificate, nor does not have, and has probably a couple of them, but hasn't completed much levels, does not have many stars and grades on that certificate, but is phenomenally well in spoken or understands the language better, has amazing translation skills, interpretation skills, has an amazing ear to the language, understands the language really well. Tell me which person is going to have the chance. Obviously, the person without the certificate. This is one field I would say for sure that, I'm not saying that having certificates is going to harm you, but I'm saying that here the skill matters more, because a company is going to hire you to translate for them, to interpret for them. If you're not going to be able to open your mouth and speak and interpret and help the company understand what the Japanese person in front of them sitting is talking, the certificate is of no use, no help to them. So that's how I can put it as. So it does not matter which kind of institute, what kind of institute you enroll with. Just check if you really like it, if it's genuine, if they are teaching well, if they're introducing the child to the culture of the, not just the language as in hi, hello, how are you, kim cho majama, not just that, it should be more than that. It should be about culture, what they eat, what is their music like, what are the movies, what are the people like, So all these things are, if they are
Interesting.
introduced in a really beautiful way at that class, it does not matter if you're learning at a really phenomenally big institute or a tiny place with a single teacher making a lot of effort to teach that language.
That's a
I
lovely
have a
point,
question,
actually.
Amrita.
Yes, sorry.
See how Sanskrit is beneficial in learning any other languages. Is it beneficial? That's what I know, but is it really beneficial learning Sanskrit
See,
to learn
the
all other
thing is
languages?
that, if you, many people feel that if I learn Sanskrit, I can learn any language in the world. It's not that. To learn any language in the world, you have to learn that language. So, tomorrow, if
All
I
right.
say that uh, I know Sanskrit, so will I be able to learn Japanese? Till the time you learn Japanese, you're not going to know if you are able to learn Japanese or not, or if you are understanding Japanese or not, or if you are able to speak in Japanese or not. So it is not like directly connected, but Sanskrit is called as the mother of languages for a reason, because many languages are kind of derived from this. So, the grammatical aspects or the pronunciations. So, when you learn a language like Sanskrit, your pronunciations, your strength of spoken language, your diction improves, and that kind of helps you in learning a language. Your grammar in Sanskrit is so powerful that kind of helps you understand what the grammar is, and not just in a foreign language, but even in your own language. But like when I started my talk, I probably missed that part earlier, where I said that when you learn a new language, you don't just get an open world is opened. I mean, a world is opened in front of you, not just from that field, that language, or that country, but you rediscover your own land, own country, own language as well. You come to know about a lot of aspects about your own mother tongue too, sometimes after learning another language. So that's the
Correct.
beauty of it.
If there are any other questions, you can ask. I have one question that,
Sure.
I hear you say over and over again about spoken language, the year for language.
Mhm.
So where does this written come? How important it is, or is it okay somebody to be having a command over verbal language and understanding of language, and or do they need the entire three aspects of language?
Now, it depends on what your aim is, what your goal is. If you're just a traveler and you want to just discover the land, why do you want to care about writing? You want to understand the spoken part. You need to understand the language. Fine, master that skill. Go to that country, have fun, enjoy. But if you want to get into language as a career, you want to get into teaching, you want to get into translations, then yes, you need to have all these aspects. You need to learn all these aspects because it is part of it. All goes hand in hand. Many times, many people ask me, then how do you first learn? So first, do you write, or first do you learn grammar, or first do you mug up the vocabulary, or you start speaking? What do you do? I would say go like a child. Like, when we started as a child, we started with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or we started with Jack and Jill Went Up the Hill. Did we know that went is the past form of to go, and to go is the infinitive form or the dictionary form? So we did not know that. But all we knew is that language is Jack and Jill Went Up the Hill. That is a song. It's a beautiful song. I know that I might not know that Jack is a noun, proper noun, or hill is a common noun, but all I can still visualize in front of my eyes is, okay, there is Jack and Jill, a boy and girl, holding their hands and they're walking up the hill. is what I can picturize and visualize as a child. That's all that is needed. So you start with songs, you start with spoken language, and then slowly understand the grammar, improve your vocabulary, start writing, start writing journals or small diary, or a couple of sentences every single day. You start your practice, you build up your practice, and that's how all the three things will come together, and you will master your language.
Yes, that's lovely. So, anybody has any questions? More questions? I know we've been discussing in between, but anybody has any questions before I ask final question?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to ask you, Amrita, if you have to sum this entire thing up. So for me, I must tell you that my biggest learning from today's your conversation is that, I really like the way you said that just go with the flow, learn music, learn things, learn the things around, and don't have to, all the time intellectualize thinking that, do I have to? So as a mother, I think that's a big takeaway for me, because I'm always fretting that she got the pronunciation right, is she writing it well, and even for Indian languages, leave alone the foreign languages, I think that's a very big takeaway. I wanted to know that if you want to give one little snippet into the thing, what would your nutshell takeaway would be?
Sure, Andrila. So my takeaway will definitely be, for everyone would be that keep it simple. When I say keep it simple, it means that enjoy the language. Obviously, as you gradually climb the ladder and start gaining that kind of proficiency and become a master, that is the time you have to really start focus on your uh, articulate, whether I'm speaking the perfect way or whether my pronunciations are 100% perfect. Tell me something when we are speaking English, when we are speaking in our mother tongue. So mine is Marathi, that's why I'll say Marathi. Or when I'm speaking in Hindi or Gujarati, am I 100% correct? No, I'm not. No one can be 100% perfect. No one can be, if we keep running behind the pure language and the perfect language, we will never be able to master a language. Forget mastering a language, we will never be able to learn a language. We will never be able to understand the other person. So the best part about learning a language is keep it simple. Learn the language as in enjoy the language, be exposed to the language, listen constantly, hear the language, read the language, watch movies in that language. If you are able to afford, then go and visit that place. And when you're visiting that land, try to learn to respect their culture, their food habits, their way of living. That is the time you start absorbing the language. The more you absorb their culture, the more you are exposed and absorbed in that language. The language is going to just grow with you, it's going to mature with you. That's the
Thank you so much. That was really, really lovely. Thank you everybody for joining in.
Thank you,
Amrita, we should look forward to more such conversations.
Sure.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrila. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye.
Bye.